what's up? It's Vampire Ride, and I'm here at Classic Game Fest in Austin, Texas. We're just looking around to see if there's any of the games and stuff that we want off of our list, and I'll show what we got later on. We were here yesterday, but it was crazy busy, so I didn't get any of the recording. I've got some pictures to show though. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Well, we're back home and we had an awesome weekend in Austin. Before we left, we had made a list of games that we were kind of hoping to find or wanting to have. We also went on pricecharting.com and made a list of the prices of those games, from being complete in box or being new. And for Game Boy games, we list those as loose as well because it's fairly hard to find a complete in box Game Boy game. We got all the prices written down just because we wanted to make sure we're getting a decent deal. You know, if it's a few dollars over or whatever, it's not that big of a deal because, I mean, if you're going to order it, you're going to end up paying that for shipping. And this way you're also getting to view the item before you get it. But we didn't want to be super overpaying for games and consoles. So we took this list with us and headed to the Game Fest. The first day was actually super busy. We didn't stay for as long as we had thought, and we didn't pick through the stands as much as we had thought. There were a couple of big vendors, Game Exchange and Game Over, that we had really high hopes for. We were really expecting to see a lot from because we had been in their stores and seen a lot of their merchandise, and we knew that they had several different stores. But we just weren't able to look as much as we wanted to because, I mean, honestly, we were being pushed along by other people and it was just way too much. We had gotten the early pass that lets you go in an hour early at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning instead of 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Today, Sunday, was a bit easier. It was still kind of crowded, but it wasn't near like yesterday was. There was still a bit of a line getting in because people got there a little earlier than the 10 o'clock opening time, but it was not as bad at all. We had more time and space to sit there and look through the games, and there was also some things out today that there were not out yesterday. I believe we saw a different booth or two, either that or they just really made a lot of changes to the merchandise because it didn't quite look the same. So I wasn't able to get any video, really, B-roll or anything on Saturday, but I got a tiny bit today, Sunday, and the little beginning video. I'm just going to kind of go by console here. That's how I have them set over here, so I guess that works. We have Darkside Chronicles for the Wii because, well, it's a Resident Evil game and we pretty much get any Resident Evil game that we can. We have them on the Xbox 360, the GameCube, the Wii, and so on. So it's one that we haven't had and it was time to get it. It was one of the games on our list. Another game we got at the festival that was actually on our list is The House of the Dead Overkill, also on the Wii. Just another game that we have been wanting to check out for a while. I call it a shooty game. I wanted to get a game that I could utilize the little plastic gun piece that goes with the Wiimote, so I thought that would be a fun one to have. Then we also got House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return to go along with House of the Dead Overkill, also on our list. We got Super Mario All-Stars because, well, it's a Mario game and it's a good game, so when we found it, we picked it up. It's not a game we see super often, so it was a decent find. And the last Wii game I have is Trauma Team. This wasn't something on our list, but I have Trauma Center Second Opinion, and it was kind of fun. So I've been wanting the ones for the DS, and we come across this one and went ahead and got it as well. Now I have a couple of Xbox 360 games. We have Raiden 4. I've been wanting a good shooter game, and this looked to be like what I've been wanting, so we picked it up. And Dead Island Riptide because it's in a steelbook and is a nice collector's item to add to the collection. Moving on to PS3, I have the Ratchet & Clank Collection, a game that has been steadily going up in price, and a game called Lair, because it was a launch PlayStation title, and honestly, the cover looks pretty cool. Moving on to PlayStation 2, we got quite a few for that. Jak 2, Resident Evil Code Veronica, because again, it's a Resident Evil title. Ratchet Deadlocked, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, a game that was on our list. And Capcom Classic Collection. It's a bunch of old NES games, all on the PlayStation 2, and it just looked like something we'd really like to try out. Next is Game Boy Advance. We have been trying to build up our Game Boy Advance video collection, actually trying to go for a complete collection of them, as there's not really all that many. So when we came upon the Fairly OddParents Volume 1, complete in box, sealed, for $5, we definitely couldn't pass that up. A lot of times you can find them on eBay loose for around the same price, so that was a decent find. And then we have Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which we actually got pretty cheap. It's not in perfect condition as the little stickers kind of coming off the front, but you can still tell what it is at least. And we've tested it and it plays just fine. And PlayStation 1 Tony Hawk Pro Skater. We played Tony Hawk on the PlayStation 4, on the PC, and now we're going for all four that are on the PlayStation 1. We now have 1, 2, and 3, so we're just looking for number 4. There's another game checked off the list. The last consoles we have are DS and 3DS. I got the Trauma Center Under the Knife. We also have Under the Knife 2, but we didn't get that one as it was only loose, and we really do prefer to get it complete in box if possible. This is a game I've been wanting to try. You could do the little stitches with the stylus, and it just looks kind of cool to me. I like the doctor shows and stuff like that, so I figured playing a medical type game would be pretty cool. Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles. As of a couple months ago, I didn't even actually know that there were any DS games that were Assassin's Creed until I found Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery, and then I realized that there was also another one, so I wanted to get both of those picked up as soon as possible to try them out. And last, for the DS, I have Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. And that's just because it's a Castlevania title. I'm trying to get all of the Game Boy and DS Castlevania games. And then on the 3DS, I picked up Super Mario Maker 3DS and the Super Mario Maker 2DS. I actually picked these up at 2 separate times this weekend, but after getting the 2DS, I really wanted to pick up Super Mario Maker for the 3DS to be able to play it on. Just figured they kind of go together, so it'd be cool. Which leads me to the consoles I got. I got a little DS Lite because I have a little blue one, but it's a little bit finicky. Sometimes it likes to just turn on and off randomly. It's something wrong with the power connection, I assume. I've taken it apart, got it cleaned up a couple of times, but it ends up going back to malfunctioning after a little while. So I'm kind of waiting for it to completely give up on me, and just in case it does, I kind of wanted to have another one. And it's pretty much my 2 favorite colors, so cool to have. And then one of my favorite things from this weekend is my new 3DS Yellow Pikachu edition. I'm super excited to find. We had been kind of looking online for one for a little while, but hadn't found one for really around the price we wanted, and we knew we were going to this thing in Austin, so we were kind of waiting before we jumped on anything. We saw it for a pretty good price. It's in mostly good condition other than a pretty big scratch on the back. It needs to be cleaned up, and then it'll be good to go. And the last console we got is this fat boy, the PlayStation 3 Fat Edition. It's the first edition that came out, 60 gigabyte edition, and the one that is backwards compatible. So not only does it play PlayStation 1, but also PlayStation 2 games because of the backwards compatibility. We got it so that we can set it where our consoles are and not have to have a PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 set up over there. We plan on doing some modding to it as they do have problems with yellow lighting and there's not really enough hard drive space. So we're going to fix a couple of things on it and then it'll be good to go. Hope that we will be able to get those videos out fairly soon as well. That thing is not light. It is called fat for a reason. Other than a few collectible items that I can show in a picture here, that is what we got at the Classic Game Festival in Austin, Texas. It was a really awesome experience and I hope to be able to do it again next year. They were also supposed to be doing a costume competition, so I had dressed up as Mocha Akachia off of Rosario Vampire. Saturday when we were there and dressed up, they didn't mention it, so I didn't really know what was going on. Sunday, when we got back, they announced over the speaker that you could then sign up for it, but I wasn't wearing the outfit. So that didn't end up happening, but it was still a fun experience. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit that like button and of course subscribe and ring the bell for more videos to come.